Okay, picture this. You're on that perfect winding road, sun's just right, and ahead of you are miles and miles of amazing pavement that turns into a gravel trail. You need one bike that can do it all, from the smooth stuff to the rough stuff. But is there really one bike that can truly do it all? Well, that's the big question, and that's exactly what we're going to deconstruct today.
If you ask a whole lot of riders around the world, they'll tell you the answer is the BMW R1250GS. And look, that's not just some marketing slogan. It's a hardcore reputation built over decades. So let's pull this legend into the garage, pop it on the lift, and really see what makes it tick.
All right, here's the game plan. We're going to break down 6 key things. First, we'll talk about why it's the benchmark everyone else is chasing. Then we'll dive deep into that revolutionary boxer engine. After that, we'll get into its physics-defying handling and comfort, explore all the onboard tech, get real with a balanced reality check, and finally, we'll help you figure out if this is the right bike for you.
Okay, first things first, let's get one thing straight. The GS isn't just another adventure bike. No way. It is the gold standard. It's the king of the hill. You think when Ducati was designing the Multistrada, or when Triumph was engineering the Tiger 1200, what bike do you think they had in their crosshairs? This one, right here. It's the yardstick for the entire category. Now, let's pop the hood, so to speak, and get into the absolute heart of the GS. We're talking about its engine. It's an iconic design, it's a masterpiece of engineering, and it's totally tied to BMW's identity.
So what you're looking at is a 125.4cc boxer twin. And it gets its name, well, just by looking at it. The cylinders stick out sideways, kind of like a boxer throwing punches. But this design does 2 incredibly important things. 1, it gives the bike that unmistakable look. And 2, more importantly, it creates an incredibly low center of gravity. And that right there is a huge part of the secret to its amazing stability.
But here's where the real magic happens in this latest version, something BMW calls shift cam technology. Now, the technical term is a variable valve timing system. Okay, great, but what does that actually mean for you, the rider? It means this bike has a split personality, in the best way possible.
Think of it like this. At low speeds, say cruising through town or picking your way down a trail, the engine is on its gentle, efficient cam profile. It's super smooth, easy to manage, just pure torque. But the second you whack that throttle open to pass someone on the highway, bam! It instantly and seamlessly switches to a much more aggressive profile, unleashing all its horsepower. It's literally like having 2 engines in one, and the transition is so slick, you never feel it happen.
Now let's talk about the number that really truly matters for real-world riding: torque. The GS puts out a massive 105 pound-feet. And the best part is, you don't have to rev the engine to the moon to find it. That power is right there, almost instantly. The grunt is just on tap, ready to go.
But just because it's torquey down low doesn't mean it's out of breath up top, not at all. When you do let it sing, you've got 136 horsepower waiting for you. That's what lets you rocket past traffic and accelerate with real authority. It's the perfect 1-2 punch of low-end grunt and top-end rush.
And you'd think with all that performance, it would be thirsty, right? Nope, this thing is surprisingly efficient. On its 5.3-gallon tank, you're looking at a range of anywhere from 240 to maybe 290 miles. For anyone actually doing adventure touring, that is huge. It means more time riding and less time standing around at a gas station.
So we've got a big, powerful bike. By our logic, it should handle like a boat, right? It should feel heavy and cumbersome, but it doesn't. It's famously agile and incredibly comfortable. So what's the secret sauce here? How does BMW pull this off?
I mean, this is the central paradox of the GS, isn't it? You look at the spec sheet, 550 pounds, and you think it's going to be a beast to wrestle around. But then you ride it, and it feels light on its feet and easy to flick through corners. So what's the trick?
The secret sauce is BMW's wild telelever front suspension. Basically, on a normal bike, the forks have to do 2 jobs: steer and absorb bumps. The telelever system separates those jobs, and the result is incredible stability. Here's the party trick. Grab a handful of front brake on a normal bike and the whole front end dives toward the pavement. Do it on the GS, it just stops. It stays level, composed, and completely under control. It is a massive game changer for rider confidence.
And that stability is perfectly matched with phenomenal comfort. You've got this upright, commanding riding position, an adjustable seat, handlebars that don't strain your wrists, and fantastic wind protection. This is a machine that's purpose-built so you can ride it all day long without feeling like you went 10 rounds with a heavyweight.
Of course, in this day and age, a benchmark bike needs to have the brains to match all that brawn. And the GS is absolutely packed with a suite of electronics that make riding safer and just plain more enjoyable.
And we're not just talking about pricey options here. Standard, right out of the box, you get a beautiful color TFT display with Bluetooth, full LED lighting, dynamic traction control, and integral ABS Pro, which is just a fancy way of saying it has cornering ABS, a potential lifesaver. And little things like hill start control, which holds the bike on an incline for you, just brilliant.
And if you want a perfect example of how thoughtful the tech is, look no further than the optional adaptive headlight. As you lean the bike over, the light actually pivots and shines into the corner. That means you can see where you're going instead of just illuminating the ditch on the side of the road. On a dark, twisty road, that is an absolute game changer.
Okay, so I know we've been singing its praises pretty hard, but no motorcycle is perfect, right? So to give you the full, honest picture, we have to talk about the practical realities and some of the common criticisms you'll hear from owners.
So you really have to weigh these things. The strengths are undeniable. Its versatility is legendary. Its reliability is stellar, and it holds its resale value like crazy. But on the other hand, there's the premium price tag. No getting around it. Some riders find the optional quick shifter feels a little clunky. You kind of have to fish for the side stand with your boot. And with all that complex tech, while rare, electronic gremlins can sometimes happen.
So, with all of that laid out, the good, the brilliant, and the not so perfect, we finally get to the most important question. Who is this motorcycle actually for? Is it for you? Ultimately, the GS is for the rider who values versatility above everything else. It's for the person who might use it to commute to work on Monday, leave for a 1,000-mile road trip on Friday, and then explore some gravel fire roads on Sunday. It's for the rider who appreciates that deep, sophisticated engineering and is willing to invest in one single machine that can truly, genuinely do it all.
And that really leaves us with one final thought to chew on. We live in this age of hyper-specialization, a different bike for every single niche imaginable. But maybe, just maybe, in a world full of specialized tools, the ultimate luxury is having one single machine